Subscribe to Rootstem Gaming before the 15th of December for your chance to win this Araman figure.
Hi guys, just a quick modelling video today. I'm just going to be showing how to sort of try and jerry-rig magnets onto these Titanicus models. Because the Warlord, when that came out, had holes specifically for magnets so you can change the weapons, these guys didn't. And it's a bit of a disappointment, to be honest. But as you can see, this one here is quite easy to magnetise. The hole on the top is pretty much the same as what you found on the Warlord. And then the hole there is fine for the magnets. Now these magnets are, I believe, 5mm, and they're from Spider Magnets Limited. That's a decent place on eBay, and to be honest with you, they're quite quick turnaround, and you get quite a lot of magnets for the price. But just remember that if you are putting magnets on, for example, 2 arms and a head, that's 6 magnets, so you might need quite a lot. And again, if you're going to do on the Warhounds, it's going to be more than 4 because of the weapon options. So sometimes you need more of them. For example, I have power fists that I can use here. Now, I want to show you this power fist because these power fists, the arms in the book are a lot more detailed. So they actually show a lot more construction regarding the actual arm. What I've done, I've taken the cross sections bit where the port goes in. I've flattened the head a little, and then I've put a magnet on. I'll just glue the magnet in. Now, hopefully when we actually paint that, that'll be hidden a little bit. But then that will just then allow me to have a power fist. It doesn't look amazing, and I've left the pipes off the weapons, simply because it's just easier to magnetise these weapons without the pipes on. I don't really like the pipes on Titans as a personal thing. I always think to myself, why would you have exposed cabling on a mighty war machine? Easy target to me. You'd have it all concealed. I suppose like Mark Heresy pattern power armour. But the Warhounds are a little different because they actually come, their weapons are attached by little sort of like little ball nubbins, which are these. Now these go into the joint and then they go into the weapon, meaning that you can only really have one weapon on. Now a friend of mine's given me some of his figures to paint, that's Mills. He's just fixed his on whatever weapon variant he has, but I'm wanting to magnetise these, so I'm going to do a bit more modelling. So we're going to model, oops, that's glued on, lovely. We're going to model, yeah, professional, woo. We're going to model on the magnets, and then we're going to try and see how these work best, because these in here, these are circular holes, so I'm wondering if it's going to be better to cut these probably about halfway up the actual ball joint and then stick the magnet on there, allowing me to then affix it, and hopefully it will sink into the weapon and it'll be you'll not be able to see it properly. So the first magnet I've put into here. Now what I've done for that, sorry about the camera wobble, what I've done for that is to basically just super glue the edges of the weapon and then drop the magnet in, and then you use the edge of the paintbrush, I'm going to say toothbrush, edge of a paintbrush to manoeuvre it into a flat position. Now that is stuck. I've tested it with my other magnets. These are what the magnets look like when you get them from Spider Magnets. As you can see, quite easy. It's quite strong as well, quite durable. Now, the most common mistake that people make when using magnets is that they put either certain weapons in the wrong way around, and they put other weapons the wrong way around as well. Look, that's trying to attach itself. So they'll put like a magnet in that way, and it'll be a polar opposite to the magnet in that way, and it'll only fit on one arm, which defeats the purpose of putting a magnet in. So what I do is, once I've got my first magnet on, I make sure I've got all my stuff ready for whatever I'm magnetising. And normally, if I've got several units, I'll get one of the units out. So for example, if it's a Dreadnought, I'll get one of the units out already, and then I'll test which way the magnet is going by doing what I've just done there. So if you see from that end that sticks, that end that pushes it away, and you can feel it pushing it away. So I know that that sticks, so it's going to be, my magnet is going to be that way around. So I slide one off the bottom. This is where it gets tricky. I want to make sure that that's going to have to stay that way. So I'm going to put it down, and it's still in that position, and it's still in that particular way around. So I'm going to get my super glue. I'm a painter. I'm going to put my super glue around the edges so that it runs into the hole, because the other ones, the ones for these guys are quite easy because they're just a flat. The one for the Reavers are quite easy because it's just flat. Same for the one for the Warlords. So once you pick your magnet up, make sure your magnet's still the right way around for you, and then drop it in, and then maneuver it into position with the edge of your brush. And then you need to give that some time to set properly. Otherwise, when you go to test it with your other magnets, that's just going to rip it out because it's not going to have set right. So the next step of getting these into onto the actual figures is that we're going to modify these little pieces. Now, what I've done, if you look at them, one edge is completely rounded and the other has a bit of a, it's not the best one to look at, to be honest. The other one has a bit of a nubbin. Let's see if I can focus that. There we go. Excuse the nails. So that's got a bit of a nubbin, which basically fits into a slot just underneath these Titans. Now, I have just tested the depth on these, and on this one, if you can see, I have cut it to cut the bottom bit completely off. So that's the one with the nubbin, and then it goes, you can kind of tell because if you look closely at the, try and get this in focus, you can see where it comes off. So if you try and cut it towards that line, and then just, because I just tested how deep that's going to go, that's actually going to go quite far. Now remember, you're going to have another magnet on top, so that magnet's going to raise that up a little bit. Now again, got to get your magnets. This one dry, seems to be, and then reverse. Pulls in, pulls in. So we know, again, that we need to be this way down to draw the magnet up. Another common mistake is people put it in the wrong way around. So we know that's got to be flat on the floor. We're going to put a tiny bit of super glue on the underneath of this. Tiny, tiny, tiny. There we go. I'm just going to slap it on to the magnet. Try and adjust it to make sure it's centre. Get glue all over my fingers as I always do, and let that dry. Now once that's dry, we'll stick this up into the recess, and then you should just be able to have a magnetised arm. Right, and pretty much there you go. So you can put them into any combinations that you wish. You could have 2 plasma blast guns if you wanted to on that one. But the poor bugger would overheat like mad. Or maybe even 2 turbo lasers and 2 infernos, or any combinations that you're after. You could even have one with 2 turbo lasers and the other one with 2 mega bolters, just to strip out some shields. This will be quite interesting, look. That'll be quite cool. Right, and like I said, these I didn't really have to do a tutorial on these because these are a hell of a lot easier. All you do is simply, if you can see that under there, just attach it to the base of that, attach it to that, job's good. And it's the same when you have that bit there and that bit there. That is actually designed for it. And then the Power Fist is just a little modification. You just don't construct the full thing. Just construct that little bit, cut it at the angle that you want, put a magnet on, and then you can always stick it on whatever arms you're after. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. It's a short, sweet and simple one this time round, but hopefully you've learned how to sort of put magnets on. Remember, Always stick the magnet in, just to make sure that you're getting it the right way around. And if you've already constructed one and you want to assemble different weapons on, make sure you've got the model handy and then you're not messing about putting it on the wrong way. Well, thanks very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button if you'd like to see more. I've got a Patreon if you want to support what I do. That's at patreon.com/Rootstem Gaming. It's only a couple of tiers on there, just a couple of dollars. It's all American. You can also buy t-shirts from Teespring. Just search Rootstem Gaming into the search bar. Thanks very much for watching, guys. See you next time.